All right, y'all, welcome back. Now it's time for our Class C finals. We got Jaco versus Matthew Gaming Live. We've got their picks and bands in, and we're spinning the wheel. And it looks like we're looking at no Cape, no Star World. I'm going to be honest, that's the least exciting category out of that whole wheel. So we're going to get this boring stuff out of the way. Fortunately, it's a best of 3 match. So we're going to have hopefully 3 races against these two to find out who's going to win our Class C finals. My name's Wade Carrick, and thank you for joining us. We're gonna go ahead and get this racers started here. I gotta switch up the room real quick. All right, and once these racers ready up, we're gonna get started on our first of potentially 3 races. All right, so these racers are ready to up, and they're going to get going any second now. So let's get some good lucks out in chat for Matthew versus Jaco. So as we start here in World 1, which we'll see a lot of tonight, I'm sure. Let's go ahead and check out these PBs that these runners have. Checking out Matthew, first of all, he's coming in 1 month ago with a 41.36. While Jaco, 1 month ago at the same time, came in with a 36.41. So there's several minutes between their PBs, but 1 month ago is a long time in the context of Class C, in the context of grinding. So if they've run this category at all during this tournament, then they probably are going to be able to PB, hopefully, during this race. That's what makes Class C exciting. We've seen tons of PBs during the tournament, and that's always fun to see whenever 2 runners going at it. So watch them here as they're going to stick to those wooden platforms, and they're going to move to the right just slightly when Mario lands on them. And that's enough to make the clock show a 2:59 as opposed to a 2:58. Jaco's having some struggles there. Lost his P-speed and got stuck in a corner by that Koopa there, while Matthew's going ahead and maybe getting that 259. There you go. Jaco losing several seconds there, getting a 254 on his in-game timer. When you hear me refer to the in-game timer, I'm always speaking about the yellow numbers at the top of the screen, as opposed to their RTA timer, as it's known, that's down at the bottom by their name. While the bottom timer is a good idea of seeing how their sync is and how their run's going, those top timers are going to let me know individually how their levels are going. Now here's what I really like to see in this class is their Iggies. Iggies can like wildly vary in Class C, so it's pretty interesting to see where they differ. Matthew's got a really solid Iggy room 1 so far. Yeah, same with Jaco. Both of them very solid jumps. 281 door for Jaco, that's great. So we're going to see them grab this flower. Flowers are going to be their best friend during this run. There's no cape, so they're going to be Flower Mario for a lot of this. Nice 2 fireballs and a jump. We'll get rid of him for Matthew while Jaco does the butt slide, dropping Iggy straight off the pixel that he comes off the ramp at. That's always pretty neat, where Iggy's speed reaches 0 right when he's at the end of that platform, so he just falls right off. Now we got both of our runners going into World 2. With this being a no-cape category, this next level is actually going to be super intense for as early as it is in the run. All right, now this is what I was saying earlier about this being really intense. They have to stay down on the ground where typically you would fly over this level. Just look at how many enemies and obstacles there are for them over and under and through, keeping those fireballs right in front of them for protection. Gonna grab themselves a Yoshi. Jake taking a little bit of damage there while Matthew's going ahead, and they're gonna be using this Yoshi to jump off and grab that key and get up to the secret exit. Now swimming through DS1. You're going up and grabbing this block here, and that's going to help them swim a little faster. And switch it out for this P-switch. They're keeping it pretty close here before they reach Vanilla Dome. They're going to have to go through a couple of levels that are usually pretty difficult, so it'll be interesting to see how that decides the lead. Watch here, this is a pretty cool strat here coming up in the second room once they reach this door. Instead of going all the way through the ghost house, they're just going to run up and start bouncing off these boos here and reach the secret door. Now the camera didn't follow. Oh, he somehow got messed up in those boos. Hit the side and took a death. He's going to have to re-enter. If you don't catch P-speed, that camera's not going to follow you up, and that can land you in some hot water. So you'll notice Matthew kind of did a safer strat where he ran all the way to the right of the boo. Lots of runners you'll see will start their jump to the left of the boo, like Jake's just doing right now. But if you don't get that P-speed, that camera's not following. Alright, he got his P-speed, got the camera up there, found the door. He's moving while Matthew's having some interesting issues here in Donut Plains 3. This is not a level to tread lightly on. We see so many deaths every tournament from this level. I think he notices the lead he has right now, hopefully, and just he has to take it easy from here on out. Once you jump on that little thing, you are stuck. You are committed to this level. This is a level that I know djaco practices, but he finds himself stuck at the same exact spot. Matthew taking damage. djaco doing small things to minimize that time loss he has. That's good to see right there. He doesn't do a 2 out of 2, just riding the rail. He'll ride that first one and then find the P-speed he needs and actually ate into a lot of that lead that Matthew had. Looks like djaco's really eating into that time right now. He's caught up quite a bit, even from the Yoshi grab, so we'll see how their exits are. One grabs a flower, one grabs a star. If Matthew can hold on to that star to Morton, that'll help. But right now, djaco's going to take the lead. He had no fear with that star. He was able to just charge right through. In a race setting, that might have been a brilliant play right there. Beautiful room 2 there from djaco. Matthew stopping a little bit there. Now we're stuck in cycles. Unless something bad happens, which is a possibility, they're not going to get further or behind right now. They're just having to rely on the cycles of these stones going back and forth. Looks like Matthew had some issues there with the spring. Ooh, Jake almost died by not ditching that spring, but he got up there at the last moment. That block was about to come out of the wall and push him into a spike, but he got rid of Morton. He is small, but he has a very advantageous lead right now. If he can hold off the next 2 levels, he'll have a pretty nice lead for a while we have more calmer levels, and that kind of allows the runners to breathe and shake out the nerves and things like that. So these next 2 levels are really important for djaco to command if he wants to hold on to that lead for a while. Grabbing that mushroom, and he's just gonna fly on up there. He wants himself a flower first. Not the best flower grab, not the best key grab, but I think it was a good use of his lead, if that makes any sense. You have that kind of lead, might as well. Matthew, I was about to say, go back for that flower, because that's a great flower grab if you do. Oh, very nice work from djaco right now. Wow. Okay. Those were some pretty fire strats right there. Oh, Jaco's stuck right now. That's not a good place to fall off your Yoshi. Those Koopas will take everything from you, as they're proving to. Oh, don't let them take the bank. Oh, they took the bank. Matthew now has the lead. Matthew's just taking damage and spamming fireballs, and it's working. How? That's all right. There's his first damage, but he's got himself a backup fire to continue his onslaught. Jaco very quickly catches back up, though. Matthew needs to skedaddle if he wants to keep this lead here. Wow, just a couple seconds. Honestly, if we take the timer difference that we see here, they might be completely tied up in real life. Yeah, hard to say now. Matthew was able to get a nice further jumps off with his Yoshi. He's getting stuck in that water, and that just sucks. It slows you down quite a bit. Man, these runners are doing a good job of keeping it tight so far. Just under the halfway mark. Alright, we're coming up to our first Reznor. And after that, this run gets pretty exciting here. Ooh, Matthew taking damage there. Able to get out of the Reznor fight. Jaco not taking any damage. So, I mean, they're going to be tied up on power-ups because Matthew can freely grab a mushroom the next level. So, while there's a difference right now, technically there is no difference between them. And with the timer difference, I mean, I really feel that they're tied up pretty neck and neck right now. Yeah, there was a good point in chat about the BB2 midway, but I mean, that's... Wow, that would be great to see them go for. I don't know, race strats wise, if they would see. I don't know if they would feel like we're risking it either. It's one of those things that are great routing if you get it. If you miss it, you're in a whole world of pain. Or, you know, take damage while going for it by missing it. So there's Matthew's mushroom right there. Coming to the end of Butterbridge 1. I'll be interested to see their blue shell grabs in the next level. That's what they're going to use to fly through the level. And we've seen lots of different kinds of blue shell grabs in this tournament, but we've also seen lots of people missing it and just like losing their Yoshi. And so I'm definitely interested whenever it comes to this class specifically, like how bad does this strat affect them? All right, both of them doing some pretty good ones right there. I thought Matthew was definitely going to get hit off his Yoshi whenever he stepped on the little place with the Koopaling. Small platform he was able to survive by jumping off of and getting that. He could have pulled off something really cool there, to be honest. Yeah, if he didn't like slow down and did a big jump and turn back and grab that shell, he could have done something real slick there. This level I love. Watch how different it's here. It looks like Jacob's going for the strats I like here. Oh, now they're tying up. Jacob's running straight through though and just taking spin jumps off of those spinies. So here in room 2, they need to avoid these Potoboos. Neither one of them doing any scrolls. We actually get away from Jaco to jump over while Matthew takes a dip in the sketty sauce. It's never good to drop in the sketty sauce. Now he's going to be testing positive for marinara. So watch Jake over here. He needs to do something called a cycle skip. So Jaco's going to try to hit him while he's in the air, just like that. And that's going to skip a whole shell cycle so he can get that third hit in immediately. Cuts down a significant portion of that fight. So Matthew, once again, needs to rely on cycle skip. Oh yeah, just getting him right before he lands. And then getting that third hit in and the fight's over. Both of these runners are going to be moving on to Forest of Illusion. Jaco once again loving that star. Watch, he's gonna cruise through all this. None of those bad guys matter. $14. That is race tested, mother approved right there. See Matthew skipping the roulette block. He's going to be going on without the star. And look, it's just over. It's creating a world of hurt. Skipping that Yoshi, which he's going to need for Yoshi clips. If he had grabbed that star, Jaco had struggling on the Yoshi clips right now. It really could have benefited him. Jaco getting a southpaw clip. Hell yeah. We'll see lots of runners, especially in Class C, if they miss a right side dupe, which is technically like the clip, sorry. Which is typically what you would see as a right side clip. And they'll just keep waiting for the right side. But by going for the left, which has a different visual cue entirely, to the point of almost not really having one, you just kind of have to know the distance between Mario's head and the ceiling. You can kind of minimize that time loss. Matthew, however, getting that clip on a one go right now. And he clips into the level! No! Matthew clips back into the level by crossing the boundaries of the wall while going for a block that would have helped him swim faster. He is in treacherous waters, pun intended. Oh no. Didn't die to the surprise fish. That's good. It's time for Roy's Castle. It'll be interesting to see what they do here. I'm not quite sure what to expect strat-wise. They could damage boost through section 2 on the spikes, which we might see here in a second. I could easily just see both of them just riding the snake through section 2 or 3. Oh, he's going for the damage boost. Watch this here. Takes damage on the bottom, continues running, jumps before he can take damage again. Lands on the opposite platform and continues on. Saves a lot of time and looks cool. And that's what really matters, right? I think we all speed run a 30-year-old game to look cool, right? Matthew now entering Roy's Castle. He's going to have to take the snake for a while. He's got both power-ups, so if he wants to do a damage boost in Chamber 2, he can. Jaco's getting through the cut screen. He's going to be heading on to Chocolate Island while Matthew almost slipped out the bottom of that raft right there. Oh no, he took damage up top. He's not going to have time. Matthew's going to take a death there. Unfortunate death. He did like a combination of two strats and it left him dead because he picked the two combinations that, I don't know, would have worked. Like if he dropped the mushroom and then took damage up on the top of the spikes and grabbed the mushroom coming down and double damaged, he would have been fine. If he had jumped before the top spikes, so he didn't take damage at the top of his arc, but at the bottom when he landed on the spikes, he would have been fine. But I rarely see people hit the top and make it to the end. It's possible, don't get me wrong. I rarely see it happen, though. Jaco's skipping the spooky door there, just taking the solid entry into the room. Let's see what strat he takes. Oh, is he gonna make that platform? Okay. All right, looks like we got Jaco taking his friend Yoshi with him. And you got a decent lead in... I mean, we see that a lot. If you got a decent lead and you're worried about some of the levels. Nice, Matthew getting through that spike chamber. Nice and smooth this time. Just got to get through these. Whoo! Oh, so scared for him, and he got a dope P-switch hit. Using that shell for the chuck there to clear him out of the way. We see Jaco going through Chocolate Secret, which is a nefarious level. Nice. Jaco's able to get P-speed where he likes it. Oh, but didn't get a jump off on that slope and just took a Buzzy Beetle straight to the face. Bad place to die because he did avoid the midway. We're not able to get that jump and throw again. He needs to survive this chuck. Oh god, Matthew's scaring me so much right now in Chocolate Island 1. Oh my goodness. Oh. How Matthew survived that. That was some gamer moves right there to get out of that situation. Jaco now finds himself in room 3, almost running right up. Oh no, he should. No. No. The spin jump to the right off that spiny would have gotten him where he wanted to go, but I think he was too lost in the sauce at that point, you know. That is a death you don't see happen too often right now. I feel these are just stacking up on him. He has 2 lives left, and he has spent 3 in this level. So to say I'm concerned is fair. He still has Wendy's Castle to go, and that's debatably harder than this level. No. Don't regular jump around those guys. I think he's going back for a safety, Yoshi. No, he's going back for some power-ups. Jaco's going back for a fire flower. Seems like he made a late decision there. Matthew ditching that Yoshi, and he is now caught up to Jaco. Technically, he has potential lead right now because he's going into the level right now while Jaco's waiting for a fire flower. I think he's just grabbing 1-ups, to be honest. The flower theory didn't make sense to me either, so now, I mean, this equally makes no sense, but I get it. Kind of. Alright, we see Matthew boot scooting around room 2. Heading to room 3. This is what gave Jaco so many issues here. You notice the spin jumps he's doing. He's just going right off them. So has to get past these chucks here, and they've definitely taken a few lives throughout this tournament. I do want to point out that comment I see in chat about doing Ghost House again to get a save prompt that'll save the levels you have ahead of you. So you just start with 5 lives from where you were. That's some 200 IQ routing right there. That's brilliant race routing right there. Because that's stuff you don't think about whenever you're doing speed runs or anything like that. That's the play. But we also know what it's like being in a race like this, and not a lot of us know what it's like to be in the finals. It definitely messes with your head, especially with something like the toss-up tourney, which is just in your head already. The fact that we haven't seen these runners confuse which route they're doing is pretty impressive already. Already seen a lot of that. You know, they're just keeping this race type for us. Oh, you better get out of there, Matthew. And we got ourselves a tight race right there. Unfortunately, Jaco had to, you know, if you want to get that windy hit, you had to get hit. His options right there were really to just do what he did or wait for the next cycle. Can't say I blame his decision making there. All right, we got both of our runners in the ghost ship now. Now after this level, they've got the Valley of Bowser, which is, I mean, arguably extremely difficult. So they're definitely going to have to really pay attention and either play it safe and hope that they keep whatever lead and that their other person makes a mistake, or they're really going to have to step on the gas and hope they're not the ones to make a mistake. When it comes to things like Class C, and when we see the PBs we saw and like the difference they have, oh, Jaco taking a death in literally the most unfortunate spot in the whole run, basically. He's gonna have to start that level over again. Really kind of debunks a lot of what I was gonna be saying, because Matthew now has a very strong lead. If he can play it low and slow, he can really secure that. Orb. All right, now we're going through VOB 1, one of my favorite levels, but it's definitely the one we've seen tons of craziness happen, and that's kind of why I like it, you know? It's not something that you can just kind of brain dead your way through. You really have to pay attention, especially with these moles really just like giving you grief this whole time. I don't know, kind of makes it really interesting to me. So watch, staying small actually really helps him get around these moles, because we got about 3 tiles of space a lot of the time and 2 tall moles. Grabbing a block, so that's going to give him a power up there. While Jake grabs the orb. So now Jaco's going to be heading into the Valley of Bowser, while Matthew heads to Valley of Bowser 2. We're going to be taking the fort route this time. Get up there with the show. Get up there with the show. You got it? Come on. Ah! That's going against your cool points record, sir. How dare you? Good on Jaco knowing to tuck in that corner there. Otherwise, that mole would have gotten his lunch. Matthew brought a shell into the sandbar area. I like this because you don't see runners do that. It's kind of like a take your kid to work day. Gets to show the shell all around the sandbar area. Now we've got Jaco heading his way into Valley of Bowser 2 while Matthew finds his way out. Oh man, I was just stoked thinking like, oh my god, if people bring a shell in there, could they bounce off that shell to get up there if they don't get the RN jump? Yeah, see, you're thinking what I'm thinking. I think we just saw a 2000 IQ play right there that just wasn't taken advantage of. Why have I not thought of that? Oh, you know what? Because in what world would you have a shell in your hand unless you're falling into somewhere you shouldn't? That's why. I see. This is why I should think things through. All right, Matthew's coming near the end of the fort. One of the scariest parts of the run. Get through it. Oh, he's waiting for the second one. Nice, nice. They made it to the Reznor fight. Just got to get through this, and they'll be heading towards Bowser to finish off this race. This is best of 3, race 1. So we're guaranteed to have one more race after this. Potentially 3 total. Now we got Jaco in the fort. Ooh, coming close to getting crushed by that last crusher there. Jaco makes it to the Reznor fight. He is small Mario, which is extra terrifying in a Reznor fight. And he had a platform disappear beneath him. Falls in the sketty sauce. Mamma mia. Matthew's in phase 1 of the Bowser fight right now. He's going to wait till Bowser throws another pair, and then he's going to hit it with the one he has in his hand. Another one. He's going to save that for phase 2 to do ball skip. While Jaco finds himself in Vob Fort for his second attempt right now. Died in the Reznor the first time, so unfortunately he has to go all the way back through. There's no midway for him. Jumps straight into a crusher. I think that's the one he took damage boost on last time. Oh, so now I'm wondering if both damages were accidental, or the first one was on purpose and the second one was accidental. I don't know. A lot of questions there. All right, looks like Matthew did their ball skip correctly. Bowser should be throwing 2 more Koopas right now. So he's gonna hit him with one right there and save the next for phase 3, the final phase. All right, here we are in phase 3. Matthew just needs one more hit on Bowser. And GG's finishing up with a 42-53. All right, so we're going to get this next race started up for y'all and figure out what it's going to be, and I'll be back with y'all shortly. GG's once again to our winner, Matthew, with a 42-53. All right, it seems like maybe the wheel was spun and y'all saw it and I didn't, so you guys need to help me out on that. That's it's kind of important for me to know. All switches, no cape is what I'm seeing. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. All right, so we're going to give these runners a few minutes to shake that last run off, you know, go grab some water, take a breath, do what they need to do. And we'll be starting this race shortly. It wouldn't be a toss-up tourney without some all switches to throw a wrench and things. This is one of my favorite categories to see in this tournament. It goes so against what every runner is used to running. All right, just to recap what happened for race 1 while we wait for race 2 to go ahead and get started. We had No Cape, No Star World get randomly selected from our list of categories. And djaco had quite a lead for a long time and made a decision to go back for lives, and that could have affected the win, could have not. It's hard to say in retrospect. You know, hindsight's 2020. But one thing was for certain, that like both of them had typically very safe strats, and when they would mess up, it's whenever they went big. And so I think we're gonna see, that's kind of the run that I expected to see for first run, to be completely honest. In Class C, we're talking finals here, we're talking a lot of nerves. That's the run I expected to see. Now in race 2, I think they're gonna be like diesel engines, and now they're nice and warmed up, and we're gonna see a hell of a run from both of these runners. Matthew's told me not to look at his all switches, no KPB. I'm to tell you, I did look at it. And if I thought it was worth saying, I would have. I think by seeing y'all's runs in the last race, even though there was, you know, slop here and there, it was easy to tell that both of y'all are better than your PBs. And so that's another thing that I'm learning about Class C is when their PB says it was a month ago or something, that means they've probably PB'd like a bajillion times, or could PB a bajillion times off of that. They just haven't for whatever reason. Because this tournament like forced them to grind a lot of stuff that they wouldn't have grinded otherwise. And the skills that they're learning in other categories are helping them in categories that they're not grinding. So that's what I was saying earlier about how it, you know, it wouldn't be out of the ordinary at all to see PBs during this final. Yeah, there's no way I believe that PB is accurate. Trust me. I've seen you play. When you watch enough people play, you can look at some PBs and be like, ah, that's out of date. I'm just going to disregard that one. Wait, looking at the screen, does Matthew have swag money right now? Is he holding some coin? For any runners who know what I'm talking about, my visual cue for always looking at that is the bush that's on the screen in the HUD. There's a big, long, vertical black line that should be coming down off the second little puff of leaf. And if you see where it should be, but not see it, like it's just one pixel off the HUD, it usually tells me that they got some swag money. That coin cash. So basically what I'm talking about, to those of y'all who don't know, is in this cutscene that you see djaco going through right now, there's a spot where he's going to grab a Yoshi coin. Once this video restarts, he'll grab a Yoshi coin. And if you hit start, like let's watch right now as he starts in. Right, he's going to hit this Koopa and grab himself a Yoshi. And see that Yoshi coin right there? As soon as he grabs it, if you hit start and start your file, you're going to start the game with 1 coin. And yeah, I'm sure both coins work. If someone ever does a second one, let me know. I'll just hand them the win at that point. We won't even need to race. All right, looks like we should be getting this race started any moment now. Once again, this will be race 2, best of 3. We're going into all switches, no cape. So the point of this category is these runners need to hit all 4 of the switches that exist without a cape. They're not going to be fighting Bowser. They're not going to be doing anything crazy. This is a meme run that was thrown in because it's a good race category. And honestly, it trips these runners up so much to have to play it that it's just like throwing a bunch of caltrops on the ground and just watching them dance. So I love whenever we land on all switches. All right, these runners gonna get going any second now, so let's get some good luck out in the chat for Matthew versus Jaco, race 2, best of 3. So we see Matthew going into Yoshi's Island 2, grabbing himself a Yoshi first. Means he's gonna be going for Orb. Jaco, I don't think, goes for Orb, so he's gonna be heading into Yoshi's Island 1 first, because he's just gonna be racing for the yellow switch. So by not going for Orb, he's putting himself at a big disadvantage, but one he hopes to overcome by just playing it real good during the levels he can. Of course, a big notable part of the orb glitch is that orb will sit inside your item box, meaning if you take damage, it drops out of there, and there's no way of getting it back besides just going for it again. So if Matthew takes damage with an orb in his item box, it's really going to mess things up for him, as it's going to drop it prematurely. But at least we got a runner going for it, so I'll be able to point it out. It's one of my favorite glitches in this game. I wish it was used more seriously. I would say used more often, but it's actually used quite often. It's just not used very seriously. So watch here as he's going to turn that Rex into a coin. Grab that coin with Yoshi's tongue, and then grab the coin off of Yoshi's tongue. It just goes ahead and grabs whatever's loading next, which is a Chuck off screen. Game goes crazy whenever you eat a Chuck. And by happenstance, it grabs a orb and puts in your item box. There's a whole sprite table that we have on our speedrun wiki that you can check out and see every combination of Mario's power-up and swallowing of Chuck to see what you get. I saw that, Matthew. Don't think I didn't. So both of our runners now have a switch. Jaco currently in the lead, but Matthew has a potential lead. So you're going to hear me use the terms potential and realized a lot in this race specifically, because Matthew's going for orb and Jaco is not. So Matthew has a potential lead because he has an orb in his item box that he can use in Iggy's Castle to bypass it entirely from the get-go. Jaco is currently in the lead just because he's further ahead in the current level. What Matthew needs to do is turn his potential time lead into a realized time lead. Jaco taking an unfortunate death there in Yoshi's Island 3. This level's such a murderer in tournaments. So So now Matthew has a real lead. He can make his lead even stronger in a couple of levels by grabbing the orb. But he no longer has the potential lead he does. Now it's just a potential bonus time save. And I don't really foresee him getting this level. So should be fine getting through here and use it on Iggy's castle. Alright, we got Jaco going through Yoshi's Island 4. Now watch Matthew's screen. He's going to drop that orb from his item box, and it's up on the fence. So he needs to grab the fence and get on it. If he grabbed that orb and dropped to the ground, he would fall in the lava pit. So you have to stay on the fence. You can see that lava pit below him. Nice little Koopa kill right there at the end. He's going to be moving on to Donut Plains. But look, that's how the orb functions. It will end whatever level you're on and give you the normal exit. So Matthew's going to go back for another orb because there's some levels that are longer than the time it takes to go back and get an orb. And we're going to see that up to 4 times this run. He does very good getting to the orb. Both times he's been in this level have been pretty slick. So watch again. He's going to turn it into a coin, grab the coin as Yoshi eats it, and a glitched orb goes into his item box. I believe the world record goes back 4 times. I believe 4 is the max currently. That's what's routed out to be fastest. So now Jaco's out of Iggy's castle while Matthew's able to run through Donut Plains 1. Watch him use this Yoshi right here. He's going to jump up. Just kidding. This is all switches, baby. Which means you're not going to see the route you always see. We're going to Donut Plains 2 for the first time in God knows how long. Eventually that joke about getting the key exit in DP1 is going to get old, but it's not today. Now this is where it's gonna diverge another bit. So Matthew decides he's gonna get the switch first, because if he uses the orb in here, he'll get the normal exit and move on to the ghost house. So by keeping his orb and going through, we know he's going for the switch. Jaco, is Jaco going for an orb? Jaco's going for an orb. Well, hell yeah. I'd be curious to find out if that was a decision made before the race began or one that he decided to do during the run. Because as someone who watches him do his runs, I know he's not particularly comfortable with orbs, but that doesn't mean he can't do them. Ooh, losing Flower means he can't get orb. You have to be Flower Mario. So he's going to go back for another flower right here. He knows the backup at least. Matthew grabs himself the second switch. He's gonna wait for that dinosaur to come back. You think he's too far to the right. You're gonna be spawning in that chuck before the coin. The reason why you stay on the left side of the pipe is so that you can have that chuck not spawned, go for the orb glitch, and then spawn in the chuck as you're performing it. He's dealing with some iffy respawns right there. Matthew's going back for another orb right now. So we'll get to see both runners going for an orb at once. I think if you guys look at Matthew's orb that he gets, you'll be able to decipher what I'm deciphering right now. How djaco needs to go up higher first. He got that orb. Holy cow. Nice. Staying left on that pipe enabled him to get that orb. Matthew got his orb with a super left pipe. So now djaco's a couple of exits behind. Oh, he needs to grab that orb. I'm worried. I'm real worried right now. There it is. He died. He died after he beat the level, djaco. That's what you saw there. Matthew dropped his orb in Ghost House. He created a funky looking orb there. In the Donut Plains 2 orb grab is very pertinent. Like, the time matters. If you're late on that, you're gonna die. Another one you'll see like that is Butterbridge 1, where if you're late on that grab, you will fall off a cliff and die. Morton's Castle. I mean, yeah. So, like, lots of orb grabs. There's dire consequences if you're not fast on grabbing them. Matthew with another orb lap there. He's going to be moving on. He's going to be going towards... He wants to use it at Morton's Castle is what he wants. He needs to get past Donut Plains 3 and 4 before he can do that, though. Nice backup orb grab there from djaco. He can move on back to Donut Plains while Matthew heads to Donut Plains 4. You know, I'm curious at this point if djaco stuck on his noble path and just didn't go for orb. How much of a lead he would have right now, if any. So now we see djaco going back into Donut Plains. He's going to be going for the green switch this time. Matthew's going to be heading into Morton's Castle to use another orb. So watch the screen closely to see how this one works. So a couple different grabs he can be going for in this. Let's see which one he does. Going for a safer grab right there. Highly recommended. You got the lead like you got right now. Go for safe orb grabs. No fun wings this time. We're going top route. Just kidding again, y'all. It's all switches. We're going to red switch. That's all they're going to do on that path, though. Then they're going to come back and actually do top route. So what djaco needs to do... Did he grab that coin? Is that shell gone? Oh, no, you grabbed the coin! Someone's in Start Select City. If he didn't grab the coin, he could just go back and forth and respawn that shell and use that to throw up to get the vine. But by grabbing that coin, it permanently despawns that shell and he cannot respawn it. This is why I love races. The on-the-fly routing you have to do. Sometimes it seems like just a normal movement right there ends up screwing you over for quite a while and takes you a moment to realize it. That's where these races really shine in my heart. On-the-fly routing is so nice. Good job from Matthew, getting rid of that shell moments before it came awake. Good planning on his part. Gonna grab the secret exit right here. I love the grab for this key. You grab it, you throw it, and then catch it on the rebound. That's such a cool key grab. Time for switch number 3 from Matthew. Hey, we got switch number 3. First SMW race, but you came across a weird one. Welcome. This is all switches. This is a category made purely because it's fun to race and it's dumb. Shout out to SMB3 though. The boy Hacksaws out there somewhere. This has been a great tournament so far though. We had Matthew win our first race. djaco needs to win this if he wants to go to race 3. I believe the available categories for the next race, if it goes to race 3, are all switches with cape and 11 exit, no cape. So we're going to get a sweet category no matter what. Whoa, djaco showing off some nice slides there. Whoa. It's going too fast, too furious. Matthew not getting the orb, so he needs to re-enter that level from the midway and see if he can do the orb glitch again. djaco does have an orb in his item box. So watch again on Matthew's screen. He's going to jump up, turn the Rex into a coin, grab it while Yoshi eats it, gets a glitched orb in the item box. There are several places in this game you can grab an orb that is the fastest and most applicable one for this category. So now that Matthew's gotten the regular exit, we're going to see them use that blue shell to fly up and grab the key. There we go into Vanilla Secret 1. djaco getting his green switch. He needs to move on to clear down Donut Plains before he moves on to Vanilla Dome. Bye, Yosh. All right, and getting past that bottleneck of Koopas, Matthew's going to go all the way to the top, hitting off a green bean that looked like was loaded, but was not loaded. That section sucks in the game. Lots of times you'll see that green bean up top, and you'll try to reach it, but it's not actually loaded in the game. It just looks like it is. Oof, dropping another orb there. Matthew decides to, smart, smart, smart. Do you guys see that IQ play he just did right there? He dropped the orb, and instead of, like, most people would just be in a panic and just keep going, which we see a lot in tournaments. People just panic, they just run. He was like, no, I'm stuck in the middle of a bunch of Koopas. I'm gonna die if I move at all. I'm gonna jump up, grab that orb, finish this level. Goes back in and grabs himself a Yoshi and just moves on. Now, it would be ill-advised for Matthew to go back and grab another orb. At this point, it will not save them time. So, if they're routing this correctly, they will not be going back for another orb. We're going to be going through the rest of this run all natural. Now, Matthew finds themselves in a very precarious situation here. We got small Mario in a fortress, which is not the best spot you want to be in, and he's got a Reznor fight at the end of this fortress. There you go, grabbing that mushroom, hoping to keep it to the Reznor. I feel like these rooms before the Reznor, I'm not scared of and don't notice at all, unless, you know, I'm in this situation where there's a chance of me going into the Reznor small. Then I start to really notice every fish and ball and chain. Now we're in the Reznor fight. He's coming clean. Oh, nice. Oh, I was so worried there. Jaco's going for some wings there. You better be committed to him now. What he's trying to do is get the normal exit in this level by duplicating one of those turn blocks. You better get rid of that shell and restun it. There you go. He's going to try to duplicate one of those turn blocks into the bottom half of that dragon coin. So now, small wings are no joke, so let's see if we can pull them off. I believe without cape like this, he has 1 frame. We're at 60 frames a second. He's got 1 frame to pull that dupe up top. A good visual cue I like to do is like the very top of the shell lines up with the top of the eyes, so to speak, of the turn block. Oh my god, and I look back and Matthew's going for orb. This is a political stance at this point. The fast move is clearly just to do BB1. Matthew's making a statement right now. Now, that's one of those orbs I've mentioned earlier that you have to time right. If he got it just a little late or went off to from the left instead of the right, he would have died to either the screen or falling off the platform. So grabbing these orbs is not a non-trivial thing. Wait, it is a non-trivial thing. Yeah. Jaco taking a death. He saw the secret exit he's going for, though. Picture perfect frame. Now pay attention to Matthew's Ludwig's castle. He does his no cape very different than most no cape. You know, it's not like a well-trained no cape one. It's one that does well for him though. But it gets me so worried. I believe he took a death in room 2. And it wasn't a death that I would really like pin on them. You know, it's lava death. It's room 2. Yeah, and seeing that room 2 proves it. They know room 2, great. That room 1 scares me though. Room 2 deaths, I don't really count against players in this castle. We got another switch from djaco there, while Matthew uses 2 fireballs and a jump to get rid of Ludwig. Now it seems that this last race is going to be all switches, and we might not see another Butterbridge 1. During these finals, I always like to spout out some stats that I've been saving up during the races. And it's normally things like deaths in Donut Plains 3, or seed blowouts, or just interesting, you know, little stats. And all the pages that I keep track of during the tournament, nothing really stuck out this tournament. DP3 deaths were minimal. People who went for the spooky door typically got it. The only big blowouts really were Hammy, who we all know about by now. Couple of things did stick out though that are unusual to this tournament specifically. We had, yes, djaco got the yellow switch first. No yump on that either. Here's the couple stats that do stick out for this tournament. We had 5 runners forget which category they were running in the middle of running it. I think that's fantastic. This stat, next one, I've kept track of for a couple years now, and it has never yielded anything. It's been nothing, but I always thought it would be something, you know. This tournament, it's overwhelmingly something. If you're racing and you talk in chat, there's an over 70% chance that you're the one who loses in this tournament. And yes, that includes when both runners are chatting, meaning the max would have been like 75%. An overwhelming majority of people who talk in chat lose this tournament. And while that stat yielded nothing for other tournaments, it tells me something about this tournament. And the fact that this tournament gotten so many runners' heads in different ways. So while I normally have a whole list of really fun stats for y'all, nothing stuck out this year except for 2 major stats. The Alogical and Arcalarg, that was the best buddy cop movie that's ever existed during this tournament. They had such potential, and I hope that Hammy lives on through them. Or that they live on through Hammy. Is that the way you should say that? GG's to Matthew, coming in with a 27-14, getting that final blue switch, and winning the finals for Class C. GG's to Matthew. It's a great run for Matthew there, making his way through the group stages, then through brackets, having to go through Sebi, Mingura, and now djaco to win the finals. Not only that, but Matthew did more matches than y'all realize, because he was also our restreamer for about 99.9% of this tournament. So Matthew put in huge work during this tournament, and I'm super glad to see him take home the Gold Cup for Class C here. Oh my goodness. Is that for me? It's Butterbridge 1! Here's some fun facts about Butterbridge 1 y'all didn't know. Do you know Butterbridge 1 is named after a bridge in Japan that was a bridge actually made of butter? It lasted a day and a half before the support columns melted and people tumbled into the water below. Here's another fun fact. Butterbridge 2 was named after the second bridge made of butter in Japan. It was built 30 years after the first one when all records were destroyed in the Cookie Mountain cave-in. It suffered the same fate, being destroyed a mere 18 hours after its construction. That's why the platforms sink, and it's in butter. That's right. That's absolutely right. Someone went to engineering school. Word has it that they'll be building Butterbridge 3 for the Olympics this year, and that'll be exciting. I'm sure they learned from their mistakes the first 2 times, and nothing can go wrong the 3rd time. It's nice of Matthew to just stare out onto the citizens of Butterbridge 1. Really living the high life, you know what I'm saying? Pun intended. Got Jaco going through Butterbridge 2 now. He needs to grab himself a blue shell and fly on. Now remember I told you to watch Matthew's strat for this. Jaco does it a little differently. Oh, but he took damage. Maybe I'm on Matthew's side now. Maybe learning and growing was the whole point of this tournament. Oh, Matthew, dying to Butterbridge 1 timer. You love to see it. Oh, Matthew got a cape. Disqualified. Jake wins. Going to race 3, boys. I'm of course kidding. Matthew has already finished his race. Looks like Matthew's pulling off one of my favorite ghost houses. We got djaco ending his run soon. Needs to finish this level and get some Yoshi clips out of the way. And he'll be moving on to the blue switch to finish up his run. Nice cave movement from Matthew there. So we watch djaco go in for his Yoshi clip. Needs to pull Yoshi into the corner, getting that first clip. All right, let's throw a bunch of GGs in chat. I want to hear y'all go wild for djaco here. djaco's one of our newer runners who got all the way to the finals here. He's been running super impressive. So I'm sure we're going to see a lot of great things from him in our future tournaments. I'm going to be honest, though. I'm not sure if he really knows how a wall clip works. And GG. That's going to wrap it up for Class C. Make sure to stay tuned for the third place race that we're going to have show up. I don't believe it's been scheduled yet, though. Let's see if we can get any of the runners here in Discord to talk about their runs. Looks like first we're going to be pulling in Matthew here. GG's.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very nice. Walking away with the Class C gold.
Yeah. I did it. Thought it would be difficult, but well, it was really hard. I have to apologize. I have to apologize to djaco for
Matthew, is the
first
fact
race.
that I suck donkey balls at this game. Sorry, I don't know if that's appropriate for me to say.
I have to apologize for that first game because I was on the edge of just losing at Roy.
Apologize for that first.
Oh, trust me, I lost it at Chocolate Secret. That was rough, but you know, yeah. You did well. You earned the victory. Trust me.
Yeah,
You earned it a lot more
I,
than I would have if I had won that first game.
I think
Trust me.
it's still the better no cape player by far.
I mean, there's PBs and then there's the race nerves, right? And the latter definitely got me. So I wouldn't worry about it. You earned this victory.
Thank
However, if they do a bracket between all the classes with the top 2 from each, you can catch me again in that. But obviously, I'll settle for a silver class C. I wasn't even expecting to get this far. Honestly, I thought I was going to lose to Sonic Rojas in round 1, let
Yeah,
alone
there
get
was
to
a crazy
BRT and actually
first
beat
race
him.
with y'all, but y'all killed it through this bracket. Y'all definitely reacted during this race like I haven't seen y'all react before. But before then, I mean, you guys murdered your way through it. So, I mean, big GGs to both of y'all for even making it to the finals. Y'all have to go through some heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of skirted my way by in that BRT race, and I think that first race versus you, Matthew, was kind of karma for that. Like, no, you should have lost that, bro. So we're just gonna make you die 6 times on Chocolate Secret and almost game over.
I thought just Roy, because I don't know anything about No Cape No Star World. Like if my PB says a month ago, I don't even remember getting a PB because my practice was like, I'll try a couple today and yesterday, and like I was just kind of like when I saw it first come up as the first race, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and then lose it and then
Dude,
hopefully.
that was the worst for me. Like, for me, if the one of the categories that I picked gets picked first, like my nerves are always the highest the first game. Like, I know I'm losing the game. Like, that's why I almost lost versus BRT and All Castles No Cape. Like, that's it. I always want it to be the opponents. Like, if it was one of the all switches race versus you first, like I probably would have gotten all my nerves out then, and then had a good second race and No Cape No Star, and maybe we could have gotten 11 No Cape. But hey, I'm proud of myself that all switches race. I got 3 orbs, and I think I missed it only 3 or 4 times, which is better than my average consistency with it.
Yeah, and
Of
last I
course,
heard, as of last week or so, you didn't go for orbs as of last week, really.
no, I don't really. I mean, the thing is, I don't really
So, I
run
mean,
all
that's
switches.
great.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think I'm really consistent with it at any point, but I was proud of myself in the moment for getting it. That was cool. But yeah, no, thank you guys for restreaming this and commentating. I wish it could have been one of the other races where I actually had a good performance, whereas this was just like the lowest of the low. But it happens. I'm happy I made it here at the very least. Like, that was kind of my mentality going into game 2. Once I kind of got all my anger and rage out and just kind of had a moment of clarity and was like, you know what, it's okay. I'm probably going to lose game 2, and that's fine, because I didn't win game 1. I probably should have, outside of all the mistakes I made. It is what it is.
Anger, rage, clarity, spoken like a true Super Mario World speedrunner.
Yeah, no, I felt all of those and more over the course of the past hour. So,
This game sucks.
Yeah,
it
well,
does a little bit.
GG's
I
to you.
think we should just take Chocolate Secret out of the game. Like, I thought it was only in All Castles No Cape with Yoshi, but it's in No Cape No Star World too. Like, I don't even know what happened, but it was rough. It was rough, for sure.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's where so many
GG's
of
to
my
you,
runs go
Matt.
to die.
GG.
Yeah, Matthew, you got anything for us before we head on out?
Nothing I can say on stream, so.
Oh, sorry I kept you guys waiting so long for game 2, but for so long. Like, I was just taking a second to like collect myself a little bit and make sure I wasn't in a bad mind frame to like keep getting mad, because then I just would have had the worst time.
100%
And then I kind
understandable.
of lost track of time, and I was just like chilling, and I was like, oh yeah, there has to be a second race. So that was kind of was a bit out of it. Second race.
I was still shaking pretty much too. After the first
I
race.
I know that
Yeah,
feel,
races will
Matt.
do that to you. But anyway, GG's to both of y'all.
Yeah, thank you
Making it
guys
to the
for
finals. Matthew for winning that. You guys killed this tournament, so it was really fun watching you guys get through this. And I know we're gonna see y'all in later tournaments, right? So
yeah,
hopefully you guys will
probably.
get super far in those too.
Hopefully race nerves aren't as big of a thing then, but they probably will be. Maybe it's with just one category. Maybe like
Yeah,
we
I'm
do a No
sure
Cape
that
No
this is
Star.
I'm sure we'll be moving back to the one categories after this.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'd rather do like an 11 exit with Cape tournament,
Hey, you're
because that's just
preaching to the
super short.
choir right now, buddy. You're preaching to the choir.
But I'm sure whatever happens, I'll join. Unless it's like 96, then maybe I'll learn 96 to do it. But yeah, thank you guys for restreaming this, commentating. Thank you guys, all the viewers, for watching. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, we all appreciate it.
Y'all. And thanks to Vert for restreaming these past couple matches. I know it's been a long night working, so big thanks to him. And that's going to do it for us. We don't have our Class A finals scheduled yet, so just make sure to check back, and we'll let you know. Follow this channel, because the next time you get a notifications, either going to be one of the third place matches for these classes or our Class A finals. And that's all we have left until the next tournament. So we'll see you guys then. Thanks for joining us. And that's it for us. Y'all have a good night.
GG's once again, Matthew. Thank you guys for having me. Have a good night.